On this video, I will show you how we helped our client Chatbot acquire a listing in just 11 days after launching his system. I will show you the proof of that listing. I will show you how we did that. And by the end of this video, you can either take this information, go out there, implement it to yourself, build the system yourself and get more listings, or you have the proof that, okay, what these guys have definitely works. Let me just let them build this for me. And that way I can, aka you, can actually focus on money-making activities, going out there to listing appointments, getting more listings. That being said, let's dive in. Actually, before that, if you don't know who I am, my name is Eetu. I'm the founder of Meskula. We helped over 600 agents at this point over the past 6 years acquire more listings by simply generating more listing appointments, more seller appointments, leveraging online as well as AI. And that has been really, really successful. Our average agent adds on an extra 10 listings in their first 12 months and 127,000 GZI. And we work pretty much from new agents to more high-performing agents and all of that stuff. Our average agent, as of right now, on our done-for-you programs, is doing anywhere from 6 to 15 deals when they start working with us, and we help them essentially double, triple, if not quadruple their business over the first 12 months. And that's pretty much what we do. So all about growth, all about listings, and that's our bread and butter. That being said, let's just dive into how we did this. First of all, let me show you the proof. You should be able to see my screen here, and you can. Awesome. So I have my iPad over here, and you can see that we have Jay here, the agent, Jay the agent here, and his last note from August 17th. At the time of recording this is August 21st, and he confirmed yesterday that it's signed. Essentially, this was a in-person appointment scheduled by an ISA that was assigned to him, to his account. Name is Dan. Dan is a beast when it comes to this. I'll also share you a bit of the call recording so you can kind of hear what's happening there. But essentially, this is the proof. We have the listing agreement signed, note from Jay, and it was set for him, obviously, by Dan. Once everything is said and done, getting it sold, obviously, is a big thing. 382,000 with 3% commission that he said that he'll get. It's about 11,000 in GCI. So pretty good stuff in the first 11 days. Essentially, 1,000 per day after starting to work with us in terms of like actually getting more opportunities. Obviously there's a sales cycle and everything, but like at the end of the day, the number one thing is to get those opportunities coming in. Now, this is actually really, really simple. I'll show you everything, but there are only really 3 things that you should focus on when it comes to getting more listings consistently and growing the business. Those 3 things really are targeted marketing, AI system, and ISA, right? Because you need opportunities to come in, and then you need to get to those opportunities as soon as possible, preferably within 30 seconds, and actually, have a conversation with them, and preferably through AI, because that way we can have 2-way conversation no matter what time of the day they come in. And then you obviously need someone to call those individuals and schedule you in-home appointments, right? So that way you can just go out there, get those listing appointments, work the sellers, and get those listings. Now, disclaimer here: not all the appointments that we schedule are in-person appointments. AI scheduling phone appointments, ISA scheduling either phone or in-person appointments, depending on the situation. When I say depending on the situation, it really depends. Sometimes the seller is not currently in the, they're not living in the home anymore, and maybe they're not even in the same city or town, and there's so many different things that can happen. Also, in some situations, when you first schedule into a phone consultation to the actual agent, meaning most likely you watching this, and from there converting into in-person appointments, in most cases, this actually is better because the conversion here at the end is then just higher. However, there are situations like this where we saw that, okay, this is so hot opportunity here that we should just directly schedule that into in-person appointments. But just a disclaimer, we do both phone and in-person when it comes to the actual ISA. The AI that we have implemented is doing phone. Now, let me show you real quick as to what this looks like. So first of all, as I said, you need targeted marketing, right? And then you need an AI system, and then you need someone to call them those leads for you, whether it's yourself or it's an ISA, or maybe you have an agent or whatever the thing is. But someone needs to call those leads, have those conversations, and schedule the appointments, whether they schedule phone appointments or in-person appointments. That way, you can focus on the activities that are closest to the money, right? Which are actually having conversations with people who are potentially looking to sell or buy, right? And that's the name of the game. In this example, we have ISA who we have placed, installed, and trained up, and they are taking the leads and doing the calls for this specific agent, which allowed him to just go in home and get the listing, so to speak. That being said, when it comes to targeted marketing, the way we do that is we build lists in your zip code. So when you come in, you're going to give us zip codes. You're going to get some zip codes that are exclusive, some that are extra, etc., depending on where you're at, what we have available, all of that stuff, right? And then we build data lists around those zip codes, and we obviously leverage a lot of expireds, FISBOs, and all of that, but then also homeowner data from those zip codes and those areas. And we do essentially farming, for the lack of better words. That's pretty much what we do at that stage, to build you hyper-targeted list of homeowners who are potentially looking to sell their homes in your zip codes, right? From there, we actually start to do marketing, right? So we do omnichannel, we do emails, we do SMS, we do calls, all of that stuff. And one of the big things right now that's working really, really well across all of the clients in USA specifically, Canada, we have a slightly different one, but in the USA specifically in terms of the marketing, cash offer marketing works the best. Here's a couple of reasons as to why. We have internal cash buyer who can go out there and buy those homes and flip them around and help you essentially just list the home at that point in time. So whether the seller takes the cash offer or normal listing route, you're going to win the listing anyways when you work with us, just because of the internal resources we have, which is why we can legally and compliantly do the cash offer marketing. And because of the internal resources and the way we do the marketing, we can make it in a way where you actually stand out as different and superior to any other agent that's competing in your local, farming area, essentially, right? And let's just take as an example expired leads. When it comes to expired, they're obviously going to get called. Like every single real estate agent is trying to call them and get them released and all of that stuff. But if you are the one who has the best offer, so to speak, not like cash offer or whatever, but best offer to provide to them as to what solves their problems, needs to get them to their desired outcomes, if you have that, you will stand out as different and superior to any other competitor, right? And because of that, and because the way we do the marketing, because of the internal resources we have, you can actually have that when you work with us in the USA. Hopefully that makes sense. And because of that, we can do multiple different types of marketing, but mainly we do omnichannel outbound marketing. And once we actually get those leads coming in, we get them to engage with us, essentially, right? So we start the engagement process, and here we can see, well, I'm thinking about selling at least in the next 6 months or a year. Okay, thanks, great, and the AI kicks in, right? So now the AI is having conversation in here, and as you can see, the AI is having conversation back and forth. So this is not like some workflow type of thing. This is an actual AI after they reply to having conversations back and forth with the person. And the objective of the AI is simply to schedule a call. And because this agent had an ISA, the AI scheduled this lead onto the ISS calendar in this specific example. And you can see they go in and schedule all of that stuff. We have, at this point, we have done two main things. We have done the targeted marketing. So inside of that, there's actually two things already. So we have essentially we've done three things. A targeted, built a hyper-targeted list, and then done marketing that is different, superior compared to anything else that they're seeing right now. And that makes you stand out as different, which helps you throughout the whole process with the conversion, increasing conversion, all of that stuff, when you actually learn the process. When I say learn the process, I'm saying that because we have clients who are not succeeding because they aren't fully open-minded to actually learning and unlearning certain things, because this is a different type of process, this is a different type of lead source, this is a different type of system, and you have to learn that, right? So once you do that, and you can learn it pretty quickly if you actually dive straight into it. But nevertheless, if you actually run the process the right way, the way we do the targeted marketing, and because of the internal resources and the way we run the whole thing, whether you have an ISA or just the AI, you are going to increase your conversions, your sales conversions. You're going to increase the conversions when you're talking to them on the phone. You're going to increase conversion when you're actually meeting them in person, just because you have options that allows you to help multiple types of people, and you can actually run your sales process from a consultative standpoint as to if and how you can help this person solve their problems and help them get to the desired outcome. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, that being said though, we've done the hyper-targeted list here. We've done the marketing. And we have also done the third thing, which is the AI, right? So we have the AI actually engaging with them right away. You can see here, they replied, by the way, I'm in a different time zone. So this is actually like 7 something PM, whatever. They replied, and the AI kicks in right away. You can see it replied right away after that. And they're having back and forth conversation, right? And that helps get them onto the calendar so that we can have a conversation, whether it's yourself or the ISA. Now, in this case, third thing happened. As I said earlier, you need 3 main things. You need the targeted marketing, you need an AI system, and then you need someone to call your leads, whether it's yourself or an ISA or someone else. In this case, we had ISA calling the leads, and it was a couple voicemails. We tried again, and then let me show you guys.
Yeah. Someone from my team texted yesterday about Peyton Lane about making an offer on the place. You said you were considering selling, maybe 6 months or a year down the line.
Yes.
So I figured, I don't know if I could just call you if you could catch me up to speed with the place. I don't know if you're just planning on moving out of the area or if you were upsizing, downsizing from the place.
Downsizing.
Cool. So the ISA has a conversation with them. I think this conversation specifically is 10 minutes. So 10-minute conversation with the homeowner, with the seller, and then from there scheduled the in-person appointment. And as we can see here from the notes specifically, now you can see my iPad screen. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. Cash over primary angle, but listing since doesn't seem to be in a rush. Good bill less than her 6 months. She just needs to find a place to downside, all of that stuff. All of those things are great notes from the ISA. And then what happened at the in-person appointments is then you go more deeper into that and you figure out the how part. So this is more so when we are on the phone consultation with someone, and in this case it was ISA. The phone consultation objective is to do a couple things. Number one is to figure out if we, aka you, can help them, right? Whether it's yourself or the ISA doing a phone consultation, right? Now, The second thing is to schedule the in-person appointment. That's all, right? We are trying to figure out if we can help them and then schedule an in-person appointment. Then, before the in-person appointment, you prep and you game plan so that when you go and meet with them, you can run through a clear process. And the clear process could be such as you go in and you follow sales framework. You have intro, you have inside of intro you have connection and frame, then you have discovery, and inside of discovery you're trying to figure out where they at, what are the problems, what are all of those things, where they really wanted to go, what have they tried to, maybe they have tried to sell this home already. If it isn't expired, this is extremely crucial step. You have to go through all the bridges, so to speak. So from where they at, where they're looking to go in terms of like current situation, desired situation, and what have they already tried to get there? What are they trying right now? And what could they try if they don't move forward with you? Hopefully that makes sense. So past, current, and future solutions inside of discovery, but on top of that, obviously current situation and future situation, as well as what's really driving them. Well, what's the fuel? What's going deeper into the motivation, right? When you actually meet with them, that's when you want to do that. The reason why you want to do it there is because now they're even if you have done it over the phone consultation or over the phone, you still want to do it when you meet with them, because you can resurface that, and you can really surface that when you're meeting with them in person as to what is the internal urgency they have, and then you can leverage on that to help them see what is the optimal decision for them in their current situation. Hopefully that makes sense. After that, you're obviously going to go to pitch, which would be a listing presentation, and then you're going to close, which would be simple closing lines, etc., questions at the end of the day to get the signature. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, the way you want to do that is you want to do a walkthrough, you want to do all of that stuff, and you definitely don't want to go straight up into the listing presentation. That's ugly. So remember to approach it from the consultative approach. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, so phone consultation if, and then once we meet, how. Obviously, you want to prep this beforehand, you go, but then when you actually meet with them, you walk them through the process so that you get more deeper and you get emotions and everything into play, so we can have the emotions, but also the logic behind all the decisions that they are going to make. And then on the pitch, the listing presentation is the how. There we do the game plan. Then we show the process, how we actually get that done. And then in the close, because of the process that we have and the resources we have, you could do as simple as A/B close, where it's like we have this cash price that you could go and it's quick, it's certain, it's simple, all of that stuff. We already have it sold, whatever. Or we could go the listing route, which hopefully, obviously, not hopefully, but able to get high nets, all of that stuff. So that is pretty much a simple close at the end of that. Now, that being said, now we have covered the targeted marketing. So the targeting, the marketing, the AI system, and the someone to call your leads, in this case ISA, and what to do on those calls, as well as what to do once you actually meet with them. And understanding that you're not going to pitch anything when you're on the phone. We're not going to pitch price ranges. You're not going to pitch price, your cash offer, anything. You just you're not going to do that. You're going to figure out if we can help, and if so, we're going to offer the pitch being the next step, right? Which in this case would be obviously the in-person appointment, right? We go there and we follow the process and kind of do that. That being said, that's how simple it is. So to recap everything, number one, we are really, really good at this. We did this in 11 days, and he's going to see way better results than that moving forward, like more and more is to come. I have done a few of these before as well. Also, we have helped, as I said, over 600 agents over the past 6 years across the USA and Canada get more listings and scale their business. And that being said, we're really damn good at this. Now, there's a couple things to this. In the USA and in Canada, we have slightly different processes. At the end of the day, the same pillars we have the same pillars, but right now in the USA, we do more outbound and we do more cash offers. In Canada, we do more paid ads. when it comes to Canada and USA differences. Okay, so if you're in Canada watching this right now, we can help you. We have a bunch of Canadians that we have helped. Like Catherine did like 15 listings, built a team in her first year, all of that stuff. Nick Moretzi scaled to 1 million GZI thanks to us. Jake Nicole doing, I think they do over 3 million GZI right now. Terry Hunter, first year, did like 15 listings or whatever, sold 12 of those, and the rest later. And then the following 16 months, like 36 listings or whatever. So like in Canada as well, we're really freaking good there. The process is other than the marketing person, the process is pretty much the same. When it comes to this, the ISA is in both countries. It's an add-on thing because essentially in most cases you don't need that at the beginning. But I do recommend it if you have more money than time. Hopefully that makes sense. But the marketing is slightly different because USA we do more outbound. Canada we do pretty much paid ads over there. There's multiple reasons why: legalities, compliance, things like that. The thing, as well as then also in Canada, paid ads crush it. They do crush also in USA, but recently this year we've been doing more outbound in USA because of a few other reasons. But that being said, to package this, to emphasize a couple points and to recap everything, as I said, you don't really need more than 3 main things. You need targeted marketing, you need AI system, so that once you get leads or contacts from the targeted marketing, you need to be able to get to them quickly. We all know speed to lead, we all know all of that stuff. And you need to be able to nurture them a bit to get them onto your calendar so that we can have a conversation. Then you need someone to have calls with them, whether it's yourself, an ISA, or assistant, or whatever, but you need someone to have those conversations. It can be you, but also then if you have more money than time, then obviously it makes sense to hire an appointment setter. We can also help with that. We also have internal solutions for it. But then it makes more sense at that point in time, because then you can focus on the money-making activities. But if you have less money than time, or you're not willing to spend money before you see ROI type of things, then you just realize that the ISA portion, you want to do that at that point in time, so that you learn all the other things and then actually can get ROI and then reinvest that back into building a team and doing all of that stuff. But even at that point in time, when you get those conversations, whether it's scheduled by AI or you're calling leads, when you follow a simple framework like ours, that becomes really simple. It's not easy, but it's actually really, really simple. Everyone tries to overcomplicate, lead generation, marketing, client acquisition, all of this stuff. At the end of the day, it's super simple. The reason why they complicate that is because they need to try to make it sound complex so that they can sell you on something. And obviously, we would love to help you do all of this and build the stuff and do everything for you so that you can go out there, focus on money-making activities, get more listings, and actually scale your business. If you want to do that, you want us to help you with this, and there should be somewhere a link to schedule a call with us. If you have already had that, go back to the salesperson and tell them, let's get this going. Let's get me more listings. And excited to see you. Have a great day.